Hey, what's up? This is Marcus Washington, certified strength conditioning specialist and soft tissue therapist, operating out of Body District over here in Addison, Texas. This current video series is going over back pain and why do a lot of people experience back pain? Well, one of the main reasons that you experience back pain is it's called anterior pelvic shift, which is related to your hip flexors. So what that means is the hip flexors they're overworked. They're overworked or they're overdeveloped, and the muscles around there aren't firing properly. So that shift actually means this. Instead of having a nice neutral spine here, the hips here, instead of being nice and tucked in, the hips here have a tendency to extend too far back, which makes it look like you have a big butt, but you really don't. You have an anterior pelvic shift and an anterior pelvic tilt. Now, what causes this dysfunction? You may be asking that. Well, one, let's look over a quick anatomy review of the hip flexor itself. You have 5 main muscle groups that make up this area here, called your hip flexor, right? So you have the psoas minor, which is really close to your lower lumbar spine. 2 is the psoas major, which helps support the psoas minor, because that's how we're built. Our bodies are like brick walls. 3 is the tensor fasciae lata, TFL, which is TFL for short, which is on the outside of your leg. And 3, the iliacus, which is deeply internally underneath the TVA, tendons abdominis. And 4, your piriformis, which is a little bit lower to the sacrum. But it's a really, really deep internal muscle group, and it's kind of more glute related. But believe it or not, this 5 muscle group chain causes that anterior pelvic shift. Now, what I see a lot when people are working out is I see a lot of that dysfunction being trained, and what I see a lot of the times is the walking dumbbell lunge, which is actually one of my favorite exercises, great for glute development. But when I see this, boom, boom, you're actually training that dysfunctional pattern, and over time you're making it degeneratively worse. And instead of getting a great exercise, you're causing more back pain more than anything. And then you may wake up the next morning, your glutes won't be sore, your lower back will. So instead, go with a 90-90 position. Back into the ground and drive through. And that is your standard walking dumbbell lunge, which is once again great for development. Automatically shifted if you're my glutes already. Cool. On top of that, if you go into your standing split squat, I use an RX pad, try to keep the heel and the back toe lying around the pad, and drop down to this quadruped position. Now notice how my spine stays nice and neutral, keep your stomach nice and tight, drop to the front foot. Cool. Now that is the last 2 exercises were a much better alternative to training a dumbbell lunge, but with the back leg extended. Now 3, if you're adamant about keeping your back leg straight, lean forward to baseline. And when you do those, you're still keeping a neutral spine, and you're not training that dysfunctional pattern, or you're not training the dysfunction in the anterior pelvic shift or anterior pelvic tilt. Period. Cool. If this video helped you, be sure to subscribe to my page at Washington Wellness. Give me a like if you like the video. And anything else that you guys need, please comment below. And whatever questions you have, I'll identify the problem and figure out a solution. Thanks, and God bless.